Hi, I am Dan, the ultimate coolest person in Brooks Cottage.
Dan was born in June 17th of 1992 and was 7 pounds, 12 ounces. There was no issues at all. He was always happy, always smiling, always having fun.
Where are you, Danny? You're dancing for the night.
He just didn't want to eat. No matter what you gave him, he'd take a few bites and throw it on the floor. Nah, don't want it. And one day he had a seizure, and that was when it all came to a head.
I found out when I had cancer when I was 3. I had a little bit of seizure activity and started throwing up on my birthday.
A neurosurgeon came up to me and told me that Dan had a large mass. It was pushing onto the whole left side of his brain. His head was only this big, and the mass was probably as big as my fist. That was also when he lost use of his right side.
I actually met Danny, I was about maybe 4 years old. I was a little kid and I just went up to him, we just started talking, and he was a really friendly kid. We would go outside and play every day, went to school together, everything. I knew he had a brain tumor, and I knew like couldn't move his arm. He'd only be able to play quarterback, for example. He wouldn't be able to catch as well as us, and I'd get mad, and I didn't really understand that, he couldn't move his arm.
When we were younger, I liked to play football and basketball and baseball and hockey. I first noticed something was wrong with my vision when I was playing hockey. We used to play with this little orange ball.
The ball would go past him, and then he'd move his hand, and I would kind of yell at him. I'd get mad. Like, I had no idea that he was actually couldn't see the ball.
And then I started, of course, bringing everything, cereal boxes, what can you see? Can you see this? Can you see this? Can you not? And I'm quizzing him all night, and I was just like going nuts. The final diagnosis was an optic glioma. I thought it would be a very slow-going process of his eyes deteriorating, needing stronger, thicker glasses and whatnot. But that's not the way it happened at all. So we went ahead and tried chemotherapy, and I gotta say that was probably Dan's worst year of his life. Just trying to, comfort him and bringing him to treatment. As a mom, your life doesn't matter when your kid's going through this. Your life is about them. Sometimes he would say, I miss being able to see. And I'd say, you think I'm gonna be able to see again, Mom? And at some point you have to say, probably not. And he'd say, how come? And I'd say, well, God only gives people what they can handle, and he obviously thinks you can handle it.
I became blind when I was in 5th grade. Life sucks. You just gotta deal with it. Whatever life hands you, just kick it in the balls and run.
Well, after chemo was finished, and we realized that, okay, this is it now. You've lost your vision, and we have to move on. Dan didn't even know how to be blind. He didn't know how to use a cane. We didn't, for the first several months, I sighted guided him, and I didn't even know how to sight him guide him the right way. No one, we were kind of just on our own.
School did come a lot more difficult because I was the only blind kid in the school. I was missing classes just so I could fit in time with my Braille teacher. It wasn't like a scheduled period. It was more or less, excuse my language, a pain in the butt.
He wasn't able to see, so didn't really know how to act towards him. In a sense, like I didn't know what really to do anymore, And he became interested in new things kind of because he really couldn't be interested in the same things that he used to be. Our friendship definitely changed from then on.
Mikey was my best friend. I haven't seen this kid since I was like 13. We just lost connection. When I went to blind camp, I met this girl, Miranda, and she was telling me how she goes to Perkins School for the Blind, and I was like, wow, they have much better services than Woonsocket does.
When he comes home from camp and he says, I want to go to the school called Perkins School for the Blind. After we visited the school and found out more about it, that, you know, this probably was the correct place for Dan.
When I went to Perkins, I embraced it. This is my one chance to actually do something to make me more independent. I want to go to college. I want to major in writing or possibly film. You're gonna be able to create your own future. So when I graduate, I won't be living in my parents' basements.
The dark brown veil that goes down. His neck involves straight strands that go over his shoulders.
Who is it?
Surprise. Hello? Hey, it's Monkey. What's up, man?
Not much, how are you?
Give me a hug. Last time I saw you, you were taller than me.
Yeah, no, I knew that I wasn't gonna grow no more. That chemo freaking stunted me. I've gotten used to being blind for the most part. You gotta live with what God gave you. And I guess God gave me this.
You were my quarterback.
Yeah, exactly. I was always the quarterback because I can't freaking catch. I still can't catch.
How was it, like, every day going blind? Is it hard?
I am fully happy being blind. The only problem is when a hot girl walks by, I can't whistle.
That picture hanging on the wall was painted by a friend. He gave it to me all down and out when he